Besides being two successful artists in their careers, Michael Jackson and Mick Jagger were powerful men who made a lot of money. But have you ever wondered which of them had the most luxurious life? In this video, you will see a fierce battle between Michael Jackson and Mick Jagger. So let's go fight! Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Real estate. Both musicians have owned beautiful properties, but who had the most luxurious estates? Mick Jagger, for example, bought a mansion in the Lakewood Ranch area of Florida in 2020. The house built in 2008 stands on an extensive peninsular plot surrounded by a lake and beautiful landscaping. The singer can enjoy the 5,700 square foot residence, which is the equivalent of 530 square meters of living space, spread over 4 comfortable bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. The house's kitchen is integrated with a pantry and has wooden furniture and granite countertops with a large island in the middle of the room. There is also an office with a view of the lake, very well lit, and a living room with a large bookcase full of books. The upstairs layout feels like its own single-family home with a split floor plan that gives the master suite its living room, balcony with fireplace, and a social area that serves as a bar or summer kitchen. The outdoor area is more like a vacation resort with a giant swimming pool, hot tub, barbecue area, and several social areas with armchairs and fireplaces to spend an afternoon relaxing. And to acquire this property in this luxury condominium, the Lake Club, singer Mick Jagger paid at the time approximately $2 million. He also had a 16th century French chateau called La Fourchette, which once belonged to one of the crown members of Prince Louis XVI. The property has a total of 20 hectares of land, surrounded by lush gardens and woods, and is a true haven of peace in the Valley of Kings, as Mick himself has described his property. It is here that he has spent a good part of his quarantine, living in a rural style, taking care of the vegetable garden and the animals he raises there. The singer bought this castle in 1982, paying at that time £2.2 million sterling, the equivalent of $3 million. But surely this true natural retreat must be worth a lot more these days. Mick Jagger also has a Japanese-inspired seaside property on the Caribbean island of Mustique. Called Stargroves Villa, it is a vacation lodge that can be rented by anyone who wants to relax and enjoy the Caribbean sea breeze. The resort accommodates up to 10 people in 6 bedrooms and also has spacious living areas and terraces. Other amenities include a large pool that resembles a lake, a game room, and a media room. The inn also offers the services of a butler, a chef, 2 gardeners, and 3 housekeepers, as well as a jeep for island tours. And to spend a season in this paradise that belongs to Mick Jagger, it is necessary to spend up to $4.3 thousand per night. In addition, the singer owns another profitable house on this island, and the 2 properties are very close to each other. This is Pelican Beach, a family villa that offers 5 bedrooms and also has a guest house that has 4 more bedrooms. And to spend a week at this retreat, you have to fork out up to $30,000. Michael Jackson, on the other hand, had properties all over the United States. One of his most iconic houses is nicknamed the Thriller Villa and sits on a 1.7-acre plot of land in Las Vegas. The Spanish Mediterranean-style residence is quite unique and has 24,700 square feet of floor area. The main entrance reveals a beautiful sunlit foyer with custom wood ceiling design and a hand-painted fireplace. The main living room is quite large, with another fireplace and a beautiful central chandelier, as well as many sofas and armchairs in various rooms. Perhaps the most impressive feature is the 2-story, 74-seat medieval chapel. The ceiling is hand-painted sky art complete with a glorious crown of thorn chandelier and traditional red curtains that add the perfect touch to this extraordinary room. Michael Jackson's suite is very spacious, with some sofa spaces. The main bathroom is made of stone and it has 3 sinks and a dressing table. The house also has a bar area, a kitchen with green tiles, and a giant backyard with several gardens. In 2016, the star's former villa was put up for sale for $9,500,000. Another official mansion that the King of Pop lived in with his family is located in Encino and was bought by his father, situated in the district where the singer was born in Los Angeles. According to some sources, this is the residence where Michael Jackson's daughter Paris Jackson currently lives by herself. The mansion where the King of Pop died is a 17,100 square foot rental property located in the Holmby Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles. Surrounded by a lot of greenery, which guaranteed the singer's privacy, the exquisite classical architecture house was rented for no less than $100,000 a month, but some sources claim that Michael Jackson was considering buying it. And after being available to buyers for a few years, it was finally sold in 2012 for $18 million. Michael Jackson also once lived in Trump Tower on Manhattan's famous and expensive Fifth Avenue. With a breathtaking view of Central Park, the apartment was the artist's home after he secretly married Lisa Marie Presley. The four-bedroom property, which already has an exquisite modern architecture, has been remodeled, leaving it in Michael's taste. The building, which belongs to Donald Trump, was rented in the 1990s for 10 months by the singer for the princely sum of $110,000 a month. And it seems that the place is in great demand by other magnates, seeing as soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo bought an apartment there on the 23rd floor for $18,500,000. Going further up the price scale, among Michael's most famous ostentations is his former ranch called Neverland, a giant 2,700-acre estate located in Santa Barbara, California. The name given to the place makes reference to Neverland, from the character Peter Pan, which goes to show Michael's will to make his childhood dreams come true. And the estate really lived up to its name, with it having a zoo, a private park, a railroad just for fun, 22 buildings with accommodations, which includes a giant main house with architecture worthy of a palace. To get an idea of the figures here, it is estimated that he had to pay about $2,500,000 a year just to maintain his employees who worked on the maintenance of the zoo and mini park. Another thing that also draws a lot of attention at this amazing ranch is the strong presence of nature, something Michael Jackson seemed to be very fond of. After the pop star's death, Neverland lay abandoned for years until it was sold for $22 million in cash to American billionaire Ron Burkle. As Michael Jackson had a more valuable real estate portfolio, he won this round. Point for him. Excessive luxury. Both singers had enough money to buy whatever they wanted, but who had the habit of spending more? Mick Jagger, for example, seems to be discreet about his lifestyle. It is known that one of his expenses is the pension for his various children. After all, he has 8 heirs with several different women. To get an idea of figures, his son Lucas, the fruit of a relationship with Brazilian presenter Luciana Jimenez, earned a pension of $17,000 per month until he turned 18. In addition, he gifted his son with an apartment in New York that was worth $2 million at the time. Mick Jagger also likes comfort even when camping, so he has already invested in a yurt, a kind of luxurious and comfortable tent, which costs around £3,000 per night. But Michael Jackson is not far behind. With his ranch, for example, he spent a lot of money buying decorations and statues. The entrance gate alone, for example, cost the singer $30,000. And one of his amazing purchases was the Oscar statue awarded to the winner of the 1939 Best Picture category, Gone with the Wind, paying $1,500,000 at the time. Per year, it is estimated that the star spent between $30 and $50 million in his very expensive lifestyle. Moreover, having a success never achieved by any other artist, it was to be expected that many fans and collectors would long to have some object that belonged to Michael Jackson's everyday life. And that is why some of the pop star's costumes and unique items have caused a stir at auctions, selling for very high prices. To get an idea, even the cast mold used to make his fangs in the Thriller clip was auctioned. His famous crystal glove, for example, was sold at auction in Texas, USA, for $190,000. His jacket used in the Thriller music clip, in turn, was sold 2 years after his death for an unbelievable $1,800,000. As Michael Jackson spent a lot more money, he won this round. Point for him. Cars. Both artists were always seen with fancy cars, but who owned the most expensive garage? Starting with Michael Jackson, it is not known exactly how many vehicles were in its fleet, but some sources point out that they were stored in 5 large warehouses. One of the singer's most iconic vehicles was his 1990 Rolls-Royce Silver Spur 2 limousine, a model that can be found at auctions for $50,000. He also had a 1999 Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph, a classic and sophisticated vehicle, whose insides were adorned with 24-karat gold and crystals. Michael Jackson also owned a 1985 Mercedes-Benz 500, a vehicle that after his death was auctioned off to one of his fans in 2009 for $108,000. As early as 1979, he acquired a Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph, a historic vehicle that was customized and used by Michael on special occasions. This is one of the singer's most expensive cars, valued at around $200,000. On another occasion, during a commercial, the star drove a 1987 Ferrari Testarossa, an exclusive car that was offered for sale for $800,000. Other cars that have gone through the King of Pop's garage are a 1998 Lincoln Town Car, a 1954 Cadillac Fleetwood, a 2001 Harley-Davidson police motorcycle, a 1988 GMC Jimmy, among many others. Mick Jagger, on the other hand, is passionate about vehicles. Besides four-wheeled vehicles, he also likes motorcycles, such as his BMW F700 GS with 2 cylinders and a modern design, which costs around $10,000. Now talking about the classics, one of Mick Jagger's cheapest cars was a 1969 Morgan Plus 8, a car that can be worth around $48,000. The singer also once had a comfortable and more modern Mercedes S550, a vehicle capable of running up to 155 miles per hour. And to own such a car you have to pay something around $110,000. He has also owned a Silver Cloud 3, a classic Rolls-Royce equipped with an amazing V8 engine, being the best in class in the 1960s. No wonder this rare car costs around $130,000. Going even higher, Mick Jagger once owned a 1966 Aston Martin DB6, which was bought by the singer in the year of its launch and must have cost him a lot of money. To give you an idea of how unique this vehicle is, you can currently find this collectible in perfect condition for up to $800,000. Another iconic car that the singer made a point of personally picking up in Italy in the 1980s is a Ferrari 288 GTO, a very stylish vehicle that only had 272 models produced. Not surprisingly, you can currently find this machine at auctions for around $3 million. Because he was seen with more valuable cars, Mick Jagger won this round. Point for him. Aircraft. Both artists owned jets to get around in comfort, but who had the best aircraft? When it comes to private aircraft, the music group the Rolling Stones has used a few planes for their trips and concerts around the world. One of the models they used to use was a Boeing 737, which was not internally modified and kept the standard 68 business class seats. After this, they moved to a larger aircraft, a Boeing 767, which was wrapped on the outside with the music group's logo. Both planes were rented. Nowadays, Mick Jagger also continues to use chartered flights to have more privacy and comfort. To have an idea of values, 1 hour of flight can cost the singer something around $8,000, an insignificant amount for someone as rich as Jagger. Going on to the King of Pop, although it is unconfirmed, some sources speculate that he owned the Boeing 707-138 aircraft, which had its interior layout completely modified to suit his needs. It is a very rare airplane because only very few units were manufactured. At the time Michael Jackson used this aircraft for his tours, it is estimated that it was worth about $12 million. Considering that Michael Jackson had his jet, he won this round. Point for him. Net worth. As two great music artists, there's no doubt that they've made a lot of money in their careers, but who has amassed the biggest fortune? During his lifetime, Michael Jackson built an empire that is unimaginable to most people. With his breathtaking performance and timbre, the singer became an idol of global reach. No wonder that his History World Tour in 1996 brought together 4,500,000 fans, playing shows in 35 countries on 5 continents and earning $165 million. However, with his record sales, Michael Jackson broke records for having the world's best-selling album, Thriller, with it having sold 121 million copies. And while many believe the star made a fortune from his concerts and record sales alone, Michael Jackson had other sources of income. According to Forbes magazine, one of the singer's biggest investments wasn't even on his own songs. That's because he bought, in 1985, a large catalog of copyrights of other great artists, including 250 songs by the Beatles. At the time he paid $47,500,000, and 10 years later he sold half of those rights to a company for $115 million. Not to mention the income that this venture would give him every year as the catalog of songs continued to grow. Until in 2016, after the singer's death, his heirs and managers sold half of that music portfolio for $750 million. In other words, Michael knew how to invest and how to make net worth multiply. According to Forbes, before his death, the artist had made billions of dollars, adjusting for inflation. However, with so many expenses and exorbitant spending from a life full of luxuries, he ended up leaving debts. But since Michael's legacy is gigantic, to this day his music is remembered, played, and sold. And all this money collected after his death is managed by a team that owns the rights to the singer. Thus, the singer's accounts could easily be recovered. One of the ways of monetizing his songs is digitally. On the streaming platform Spotify alone, for example, the King of Pop reaches more than 34 million plays in a month, making an approximate revenue of $136,000. On YouTube, Michael Jackson has over 27 million subscribers and receives more than 150 million views each month. In all, the trusteeship of Michael Jackson's estate has made $2,100 million from the singer's music rights as well as from re-releases and concerts in his honor since his death in 2009. In total, it is estimated that the King of Pop has earned, from his lifetime to the present day, about $4,100 million. Mick Jagger, for his part, is not far behind. There is no doubt that the Rolling Stones are one of the most successful rock bands in the world. The group has released 23 albums and sold more than 250 million copies worldwide, and from this number alone you can imagine how much money they have made. But without a doubt, the Rolling Stones' biggest source of income is their concerts. They are always leading the ranking of the most profitable tours in the world, as in 2018, which totaled approximately $117 million, according to Forbes magazine. And even despite the pandemic and the loss of drummer Charlie Watts, with the No Filter tour, the group made $115 million in 2021 with just 12 shows. Their most profitable tour was a Bigger Bang tour, which lasted from 2005 to 2007 and grossed an impressive $558 million, making it the fourth highest grossing tour of all time, behind only Ed Sheeran, U2, and Guns N' Roses. And of course, the group's leader, Mick Jagger, made a lot of money. After all, he has been the lead singer since its inception in 1962. Not to mention that he also makes a lot of money solo. To get an idea of figures, some sources estimate that the total wealth of the group is estimated at $1,450 million, while the rock star's net worth is approximately $500 million. And because he has amassed a greater fortune, Mick Jagger wins this round. Point for him. At the end of this fight, it was 2 points for Mick Jagger against 3 points for Michael Jackson, making him the champion of this battle. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.